What's going on? So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is kind of a build slash overhaul slash preparation for my son. He is a year and a half old as far as this video, and this kind of was an impulse buy because I'm starting to realize that the Honda 300 with the gear reduction, the tires and everything is going to be too much for him, and for some time now. So I was just scrolling through Craigslist there, found this, and kind of lived by close, went and picked it up. And the reason why I picked this one up is because this is actually the same four-wheeler that I grew up on. This was the same four-wheeler, same color, same year, same everything as the one I did. I don't think it's the one I had. I mean, it's close, but I seem to remember maybe this dent right there, and I did have a light bar or a light of some sort mounted right here. And I don't know where the switch was. Either the switch was there, or maybe right in there. I don't know. I don't think it's the same one, but you never know really. So as you can see, it needs a seat. I'm gonna clean it up some, and top end motor. I'm gonna pull the motor, go through that, some of the electrical stuff. So, but that is why I'm switching. It's just a Badger 80, 1996 Badger 80. It's gonna be real fun. Like I said, it's the same thing I started out with, so it would be the same thing my son starts out on, and we'll just see how far this project goes. So I actually see that it says the Moto 4 plastics on the back, so I don't know if they all said that or if there's some parts, because I know the Moto 4, the Badger 80, the Grizzly 80, and the what is it? XYZ, ZYX, I don't know. The Sport Quad. Are all the same. So I'm gonna start by taking everything off and the plastics off. So like 3 minutes later, I got all the plastics off, and it's still about where I thought it would be, because it needs a battery that I can tell so far. Like I said, the top end probably will go ahead and get a new carburetor. This thing has been in the mud, I can tell, because I'm pretty sure that this snorkel, or that hole right there, was for the snorkel, because this is the airbox technically, and that's rusted, and there's some mud stuff in the bottom there. Doesn't really matter to me. Everything else is still here though. It looks kind of rusted out back here a little bit. I don't think that's really, I guess it was rusted out, this bridge right here, and then when they tightened up the airbox on it, it broke off. So a little bit of electrical that needs to be gone through, which was said in the ad, which is fine with me. I mean, the thing's like 8 plugs to begin with, so that shouldn't be hard. Let's see, the relay for back here is missing. It needs a battery. All the battery cables are jacked and spliced. Not a big deal. I mean, from the stuff that I've done, this thing is going to be a cakewalk. I am like some pulled motor. I'll probably strip out the frame, paint the frame, clean up the suspension. I'm going to sand down and paint the plastics probably, because I mean the plastics are in good shape all around. They're just faded up and scuffed, so I mean a good sanding, and I mean those are going to clean up real nice for them. So straighten out the handlebars. I got to do brakes, I guess. I don't like brakes, but my son probably won't enjoy them. Another one of the batteries. I don't even know if the thing shifts. Fine. There's all 3, so that's good. Thing rolls fine. And there's a nice shot of the carburetor. But he did have a new key switch on here too. Tomorrow this thing is going to get taken out and power washed all down before I go any farther. So got a lot done on the second day of the project here. Got the motor out. I took it out earlier, had it all power washed, cleaned up, sprayed some acid on there. It's best as it got cleaned. Still pretty rusty, but all that will be coming off, sanded down. I'm going to paint the whole frame in a textured black. I think I'm also going to keep the color scheme, like I said, just because it was original to me. It's original on this one, so I kind of wanted to keep it going. But of course, it will be sanded down, painted real nice. Next is going to be stripping out all the wiring on this and redoing that. Phase 1 of this build will be, I guess, the strip, then the motor, which, sorry for all these fans, but it is hot. Got the motor out on the bench. Like I said, I got everything coming for this for a complete teardown. So that will be probably phase 2 is the motor. Phase 3 will be the wiring and the frame prep. Next phase will be the brakes, cables, handlebar switch, everything. So this just kind of be like a little introduction. The plastics did clean up fairly decent. You know, I'm still, like I said, sanding down, but there's no cracks anywhere that I can really see. A few little holes from previous cuts and stuff, but everything's here intact, so it's a good platform for that. But yeah, it's coming along nicely so far. And I did get all the parts ordered today, just like this carburetor here. Got a whole new carburetor because chokes broke off there. The butterfly valve inside there's bent. It's got a gap right up in there. New throttle cable is coming. So I mean, it's all pretty just worn out. It's 1996, so it's to be expected. So I wasn't going to tear in this motor this soon, but I put my finger, pull the spark plug, put my finger over the hole, and I have 0 compression. So I'm really curious to see what's going on in here. So let's pull it apart and find out. And it is late at night, and of course my son's sleeping, wife's sleeping inside, so it's not going to be any power tools. It's not going to be fast like it usually is. But Hudson, let's see what's going on with your motor. So what we have here is a motor that I believe was sunk. I mean, it's probably pretty obvious. Either that or there's definitely been water in it. There's a bunch of stuff rusted. As you can see here, the only thing I'm not sure about is there's a divot right there, almost like the valve or something was in there and it either punctured that, or that might just be the way the head's made. I'm not sure, I haven't been in one of these. The cylinder is not that great. So, along with that, it does feel like the rings are definitely stuck. Yeah, so we got a stuck ring there. Push down, that's where all of our compressions get by. There's definitely a lot of scoring on the piston, a lot of scoring on the cylinder. And the valves definitely had some water come through right here. So I think the water was in the exhaust, I know that. And it just rusted out these seats. I think I can clean all that up. Let me unbox this goodie right here and I'll show you what's going on with this. So another reason why I wanted to get this thing is because I found a really good deal on a brand new cylinder, brand new piston, comes with the air filter, full top end set. But being able to get this thing, I'm not too worried about all that. All that can be fixed, replaced. And yeah, so we're in good shape there. I did get new valve seals and everything for the head, rebuild that, lap the valves, clean it up real nice, make that part look brand new. And then we'll start tearing it into the bottom end later. But that is the portion of to why this motor obviously didn't run and what I think has happened to it. And just a little something I did already with the exhaust is I pulled off the tip and it was completely clogged up, had a spot rusted out there. So took that off. Instead of buying one of those tips, I'm gonna try to make this one work. Just cut it off, that way we got better airflow, but it's still shouldn't be too loud. It's just not blowing out the hole in there. But what's nice about that exhaust is that it's fully straight through all the way now, other than to about right here. But this should all be baffled right in this area. But it's a straight through design now. It's a pretty nice little muffler. So I just put on that new tip. I mean, of course, we're gonna clean this whole thing up, paint it, make it look new again. Made some decent progress on this one tonight. I just stripped the frame completely down. There's all the handlebar stuff and the spark plug coil. The whole wiring harness is out. It's a rat's nest, but I mean, all in all, it's like 10 wires. Got all the brake cables out, the ground cable out, because that's all going to be replaced. I'm going to patch up the wiring harness if I can. If not, need to make a new one. Like I said, I got the exhaust there. Going to be modified and cleaned up. I know you saw this last night. Got a new petcock, but it was the wrong one. Because I actually ordered it for the Raptor, and I guess the Raptor side comes out on the right. Mine comes out on the left. So got a new one of that. All my gaskets, motor, top end motor parts, battery. It's already got a new ignition on there, so parts are coming in slowly. It's gonna be a fun little project. I'm still excited about it. When the time gets to it, I'm gonna take the wheels off, of course. The wheels on themselves look fine. I'm just gonna clean those up, sand them down, paint those. The only problem is that lug nut right there is stripped out, so I got to try to get that out somehow. The rear tires look pretty new, so I might just clean those up, slime them, and get 2 more for the fronts. These are all dry rotted and everything. But yeah, this is where I'm gonna end it for part 1 of this little build, and stay tuned for more. Thank y'all for watching.